Hey Sylvam, Psychic Amy here. I wanted to pop on today and talk with you about something called disassociation. I was working with a client this morning on her childhood triggers and wounds, and she had mentioned that the technique that she has gone to most commonly in order to deal with her trauma was disassociation. And I remembered back to a time when I was also actively using disassociation to cope with my own traumas, and I felt like it was really important to come on and share that with you today. Disassociation happens when we have a situation or a trauma that is just too painful for us to deal with it. Either we don't have the appropriate coping mechanism tools in place, we don't have a good support system, or we just don't have the capacity to engage in the thing that is causing us the hurt. Disassociation looks like, for me at least, daydreaming. It looked a lot like that when someone would try to engage with me, or even when I would try to engage with myself regarding a trauma or a trigger. I would just go into a daydream. It can also look like not being present for conversations, as well as not remembering things. A lot of times when I would disassociate, I would just sit there for hours wherever I was and not even remember once I was back present, not even remember what I was doing. I just was functioning. It's kind of like going on autopilot. So folks, like I said, disassociation is a coping mechanism for those who are incapable or don't have the right tools or the right support system to process something. It's also a survival mechanism for those that carry deep childhood trauma. You know, often we couldn't escape from that thing that was hurting us, and so we disassociated as a mechanism or as a way to survive. There's a couple of things that you can do if you are one of those folks that disassociates and you're ready to engage in more trauma healing. The very first thing that I think this is super duper important if you're a disassociator like me is to become aware. Just to become aware, hey, I'm going into this spiral. I'm starting to feel like I'm not in my body. My mind is wandering. I'm not present. The first step to stopping disassociating is to become aware that you're doing it. One of the next steps to stopping is to get present. And this is often very difficult because in the present moment, the whole reason for disassociation is the pain that we are not wanting to engage in. But getting present, coming back from wherever your mind wandered, is going to allow you to deal with that pain. As long as you are out there wandering, daydreaming, disassociating, you're not going to be successful in dealing with these traumas and triggers. It requires that you be present for yourself. So that's what I wanted to share about disassociating. Let me know in the comments if you have a tendency to disassociate just like me, and let me know what you're doing for it. If you're getting present, if you have another tool, perhaps you've got something else in your little toolbox that I don't know about, I'd love to hear about it. Sending you all my very best.